Hey guys, welcome to Rosie's Dessert Spot. In this tutorial I'll be teaching you how to make this loaded pink, black and gold cake. To begin, I've got my chocolate ganache, just applying some to my cake board to stick my cake on top, and then using a spatula to spread my ganache over the layer of cake. Now if it's easier, you could also microwave your ganache a little bit just to make it soft enough so it's a lot more spreadable. Apply your next layer of cake and continue these steps until you've finished. I used two 7-inch cakes, both split in the middle and then laid on top of each other, so there's 4 layers of cake in total. Once that's all set up, take your spatula and go around the sides just to make sure that if there's any ganache kind of sticking out, you're pressing it up against the side of the cake. And then set that in the freezer for 10 minutes before applying your crumb coat. And this is just regular buttercream going around the top of the cake and around the side, just applying a thin layer here. Then go around with your spatula, just flatten it out and bring that lip of frosting to the center of the cake. Again, pop that back into your freezer just for that layer to set up as well. And in the meantime, I'll make my pink chocolate ganache. So I have the recipe for my chocolate ganache in the description box below. Added in a little bit of gel food color, and here I've added in a little bit of vegetable oil just because gel food color tends to change the consistency of your chocolate, even your ganache if you add enough. So just on the safe side, you could add in a little bit of oil to keep it a nice fluid consistency. After about 10 minutes in the freezer, I'm applying my last layer of buttercream. So I'm starting off the top, flattening it out and pressing it out to the sides. Then I'm adding on my layer of frosting on the outside, nice and thick, filling in the top and the bottom as well. And then using a bench scraper to smooth it all down and make it all even. If there's spots around the cake that are sort of empty, go in with some more buttercream, fill in those areas, and then go around with your bench scraper again, just to remove any excess and keep it all nice and smooth. Then take your spatula, bring that extra bit of frosting again to the center, just cleaning it all off. And again, we'll pop that into the freezer for 10 minutes just to set up before we add our ganache over the top. Just pouring it in the middle and then using my spatula and turning my turntable so that the ganache goes up and over the side. And I've got a little bit more ganache in a little piping bag, and that's what I'm going to use to pipe out my drips. And continue piping around the cake until you're satisfied with the amount of drips you have, the length of them, etc. Pop that for last time back into the freezer for 10 minutes just for that to set up. Now I'm making some black chocolate shards. So I have just regular white compound chocolate, adding in a drop of black food color and about a teaspoon or so of oil. For every drop of color, I add about a teaspoon of oil until I get the color that I like. And using a spatula just to smooth it over some baking paper or non-stick paper. You can make it as long or as thick as you like. You can make it textured as well. And you'll be breaking them up as well. If they're too tall or if they're too long, no stress because you'll be tearing them anyway. Applying a little bit of gold leaf onto the front of my cake. And up on the top as well. Then I'm pressing my shards, now that they're nice and hard, pressing them into my cake. And because they are pretty tall, I'm going to add a bit more stability by piping some buttercream at the back and also at the front so it doesn't move so much. And then you can add whatever you like on top. Here I've got some Raffaello chocolates, adding a little bit of gold leaf onto the black shards just because it's really dark and it contrasts really nicely. Got some cookies and cream bars, adding some macarons, some pink and black ones, either directly on the cake or on little dollops of frosting. You could add in little flowers as well, whatever you like. And then some more dollops of frosting. Adding some on the side of the cake as well, I think it looks really interesting. And some candy-coated chocolates. And there's another loaded cake style decorated with some macarons, some black chocolate shards, and keeping to that sort of theme, black, pink, white, and gold. It's a very pretty cake. I think this is the most loaded cake that I've done for a video. You just throw everything on top, man, and I think it looks really cool. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will catch you next time.